What do you do when hip-hop royalty turns into courtroom tragedy and the betrayal comes from the very man who once wore the same crown? That's right. Harlem just caught fire and no one's calling the fire department because Jim Jones, Mr. Ballin himself, has officially been sentenced to prison. But hold up, that's not even the wild part. The real explosion. It came from Camron. Yep, Keela Cam, the pink mink wearing Harlem legend who just set social media on fire by exposing Chrissy Lampkin's darkest, dirtiest secrets. And now he's the one getting attacked for it. Cameras were rolling. Chrissy was crying, Jim was silent, and Cam, he was posting, "How did we get here? How did Harlem's tightest crew crumble into a public soap opera with courtroom subpoenas, Twitter wars, and crocodile tears? And more importantly, what exactly did Camron say that shook the whole damn industry? This ain't just gossip. This is betrayal in high definition. Stick around because what you're about to hear will make you question everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and DIP. Welcome to the scandal they never wanted you to find out. Asterisk, let's rewind the tape for a second. This mess didn't just start with a courtroom bombshell or one man being sentenced. No, this train wreck has been coming for years, and the tracks were laid by greed, pride, and loyalty turned lethal. At the center of this spiraling disaster is none other than Jim Jones, Harlem's so-called king, the voice behind Ballin, the face of Dipset, and now a convicted felon looking at prison walls instead of platinum plaques. But the real twist? The dagger wasn't shoved in his back by an enemy. It came straight from the hands of Camron. Yes, that Camron, the pink-wearing, smooth-talking Harlem native who wasn't just his rap brother, but the other half of the dynasty. And just when you thought you'd seen the worst of it, Cam didn't just expose Jim. He dragged Chrissy Lampkin, Jim's longtime fiancée, reality star, and self-declared ride-or-die straight into the fire with him. And Harlem hasn't slept since. You know how people say blood is thicker than water? Well, in this story, blood turned to gasoline and somebody lit the match. Camron didn't just leak a few secrets. He unleashed a tidal wave of receipts, allegations, and cold-blooded truths that flipped the whole Dipset legacy upside down. According to insiders, yes, it's the ones who always seem to know everything but never show their faces. Cam had been sitting on this information for a minute, waiting, watching, letting Chrissy and Jim play house, stack money, and pretend everything was all good while the skeletons in their closet were literally doing the cha-cha. And when Cam finally opened the vault, social media imploded. Instagram lives lit up like Christmas. Twitter threads ran longer than court transcripts. People weren't just shocked, they were entertained. Now, let's not pretend Jim Jones didn't have this coming. The streets have been talking for years. Whispers about shady business deals, questionable associations, money moving where it shouldn't, and friendships being bought and sold like concert tickets. But everyone looked the other way. Why? Because Jim wore Harlem like armor. He was one of their own. And Chrissy, she played her role like a seasoned actress, the loyal queen, the patient fiancée. The woman who famously proposed on national television like she wasn't sitting on secrets that could collapse a whole empire. But what Camron exposed, that blew the lid off everything. Allegations of money laundering, backdoor deals, offshore accounts. Fake charity front sit was like a Netflix docuseries, except worse, because this was real. Or at least real enough for the feds to perk up. One source close to the situation, and when we say close, it means someone who used to be in the room where it all went down, claimed Chrissy wasn't just aware of the crimes. She was coordinating them. Jim was the face, but Chrissy? She was the machine, the source said. Everything went through her. She kept the books, she cleaned the money, she made sure nothing touched Jim's hands directly. And if that sounds like a stretch, then explain why the moment Cam dropped the bomb. Federal agents allegedly launched a quiet probe into not just Jim's finances, but Chrissy's too. That's right, Miss Lampkin, who built her brand on glam, loyalty, And reality TV catchphrases might now be looking at reality in a jumpsuit shade of orange. The reaction. Nuclear fans didn't know who to cancel first. Some were screaming free Jim, while others were dissecting Chrissy's every Instagram post like it held the Da Vinci Code. And Cam. Oh, he was just sitting back sipping tea and posting cryptic messages like a villain in a bet thriller. Loyalty ain't blind. It's expensive, he wrote in one post. Translation. He saw the dirt. He kept the receipts. And now he's cashing in. But let's not act like Camron is some kind of martyr here. He's no innocent bystander who just stumbled into the truth. This was personal, deep, the kind of betrayal that's born from years of suppressed resentment, bruised egos, and battles we never got to see behind the velvet ropes. Word on the street is that Cam felt used, discarded, and disrespected. That he tried to warn Jim about the storm coming, but Jim chose Chrissy over everything, even over Dipset. And in Cam's eyes, that was the final straw. So what exactly did Cam say? What did he leak that turned Harlem against their own and sent Chrissy into full crisis mode? Let's just say the tea wasn't lukewarm. Allegedly, Cam exposed years' worth of wire transfers, consulting fees to shell companies, donations to nonprofits that don't even exist, and a suspicious property in the Bahamas registered under Chrissy's cousin's name but paid for with Jones cash. Oh, and don't forget the voice memo. That's right, Cameron didn't just drop documents, he dropped audio. A clip where Chrissy allegedly discusses cleaning the numbers and keeping everything off the books. Was it real? Was it edited? Does it matter? 'Cause in the court of public opinion, facts are optional when the drama is this good. Meanwhile, Jim's silence is deafening. It's normally the first to jump online and clap back. This time, he's been ghost. No IG lives. No statements. No tweets. Just court appearances and side-eye glances at the press and Chrissy. She's been posting inspirational quotes like she's auditioning for a self-help book deal. Sometimes storms come to clear the path, she posted. Girl, this ain't a storm. This is a Category 10 hurricane and you're the eye of it. And here's where it gets real messy. Because just as the dust was starting to settle, Cam dropped another bomb claiming that what he revealed so far was just phase 1. Phase 1? What is this, a Marvel movie? How much worse can it get? And just like that, fans are hooked. Investigators are watching. Lawyers are scrambling, and Harlem's holding its breath. Because if Cam's telling the truth, and let's be honest, he sounds real confident, then this isn't just about a rapper going to jail. This is about a criminal empire disguised as love and hip-hop. And the story's just getting started. It's because what Cam said next had everyone questioning not just Jim's freedom, but Chrissy's too. Because what Cam said next had everyone questioning not just Jim's freedom, but Chrissy's too. That was just phase 1. Cam posted with a smug grin on Instagram Live. It's a kind that says, I've got a vault, and we've only opened the top drawer. The comments flooded. Thousands of fans, bloggers, and blue-check celebs begging for more. More dirt, more files, more receipts. And Cam? Oh, he delivered. Because not even 24 hours later, Harlem woke up to this second wave, and this time, it wasn't just financial foul play. No, this time it was personal. Deep personal. Allegedly. Cam dropped screenshots of encrypted text messages between Chrissy and a business associate named only as T, discussing how to reroute funds through a fake interior design firm. One message read, he can't know. Just move it through me and I'll invoice for consulting. Another, he's sloppy. We gotta protect ourselves. I'll handle the Cayman side. Oh, so we're not just laundering, we're globetrotting too. Fans went wild. TikTok. Analysts were decoding text message fonts. YouTubers were drawing red string between episodes of Love and Hip Hop and offshore accounts. Even Chrissy's old vacation pics got dissected like FBI evidence. Why'd she go to Dubai 3 times? In 6 months? With no tag on Jim, one viral video asked, "Sis was laundering in Louis Vuitton, just when it couldn't get messy Obama." Another voice memo leaked. A low-quality but still damning clip, supposedly Chrissy's voice saying, "I told you we can't leave the name on it. If he gets caught, we all get caught." You better make sure that paperwork disappears, whether it's real or not. Doesn't matter, because in the internet court, perception is guilt. And baby Chrissy was already convicted by the time the sun came up. Meanwhile, Jim Jones is spiraling. Sources say he's been completely unresponsive to his inner circle. One friend claimed he ain't been right since Cam aired it all out. He's not fighting back, he's panicking. You can see it in his eyes and panic. That's contagious, especially when the feds are involved. Yep, multiple outlets, some verified, some definitely just drama blogs with iPhone banners, reported that federal agents have officially opened a larger investigation, not just into Jim, but into everyone tied to his business and personal life, including Chrissy. Warrants have allegedly been filed for access to their joint bank accounts, real estate records, and miscellaneous luxury purchases from the last 5 years. Cars, jewelry, private flights, it's all being traced. And let's just say, when your fiance's name is on the lease of a $3.2 million penthouse that no one can explain the income for, red flag. And guess what? That penthouse is already under federal hold. Sources say the IRS is looking into repossession if they can't prove the money trail. But it wasn't just the legal pressure building. Industry started folding too. First came the silence. Jim and Chrissy celebrity friends started going ghost. No public support, no reposts, not even a praying for you IG story. Next came the brand fallout. 2 of Chrissy's beauty endorsement deals quietly disappeared. From her page, a boutique clothing line she once promoted scrubbed every post with her face on it. Even her beauty and lifestyle YouTube channel went suspiciously offline. And Mona Scott-Young, the queen of reality drama herself, rumor has it she's furious. One Love and Hip Hop production assistant leaked a DM where Mona allegedly said, "This is a PR nightmare. We should have cut ties with Chrissy seasons ago." Hoop.cam, meanwhile, was thriving, gaining followers by the hour, dropping shade-soaked one-liners like it was sport. "You reap what you launder," he tweeted. Real ones don't move dirty. They move smart. You could almost hear the mic drop through the timeline. But behind the sarcasm, you could also feel the weight of a long brewing resentment. Because this wasn't just some clout move. This was surgical. Cam wanted to end whatever illusion Jim and Chrissy were selling. And judging by the way the entire industry reacted, he succeeded. Now, let's talk about Chrissy's state of mind. Cause, according to one source, allegedly someone on her glam squad Chrissy's been in complete lockdown mode. Cancelled appointments. No press, no movement, just lawyers and locked doors. She's allegedly hired a top criminal defense team in Manhattan. Not publicists, not image consultants, defense attorneys. That's how real it's gotten. One insider claims she's preparing for possible charges related to conspiracy and financial fraud. They're treating it like a Recco-like case, they said. Not full mafia, but close. And Jim has got his own decision to make. Whispers say the feds offered him a plea deal. Lesser time behind bars if he cooperates, if he turns on Chrissy. Let that sink in. The same woman who stood by him through scandals, fights, proposals, rejections. And every kind of drama VH1 could or now might be sacrificed for his own freedom. And people are divided. Some say Jim should protect himself. Others say turning on Chrissy would be the ultimate betrayal. But let's be honest, loyalty in this game, it's just a slogan. When the bars close behind you and that 20-year sentence is on the table, everyone sings eventually. And just like that, as the headlines explode, the indictments creep closer. And the fans choose sides. Harlem watches as its golden couple crumbles. But just when you thought Cam was done, he goes live again, and this time, he teases one final move. Y'all think I'm playing? Phase 3 is where it all ends. And boom, end of stream. What could possibly be left? Because if Phase 1 cracked the surface and Phase 2 torched the foundation, Phase 3 was the nuke Camron had been saving for the grand finale. And when it dropped, Harlem didn't just shake, it shattered, according to a friend of a friend insider who claims to have attended a private industry dinner with Cam just days before the final leak. Cam had been sitting on something so wild, so personal, that even he wasn't sure if he should release it. But let's be real, this is Camron. When has he ever held back? The final blow wasn't about money. It wasn't about fraud. It was about betrayal. The kind of betrayal that doesn't just cost you fans or dollars, it ruins bloodlines. Phase 3 was a leaked court document. A sealed deposition from a 2021 investigation previously buried, now dragged into the light. The document suggested that Chrissy at one point cooperated quietly with investigators about someone in Jim's circle. She didn't name Jim, but she gave them everything else: locations, timelines, financial behavior, patterns, the blueprint of the Dipset empire's dirty dealings. Allegedly, she claimed it was to protect her assets and avoid legal liability. Translation: self-preservation. She snitched without snitching. Cam made sure the world knew it. The internet erupted. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Chrissy, flipped, and hashtag dipsnitch were trending across every platform. Reaction videos dropped like missiles. People who once praised Chrissy for being a ride to a die started dragging her like last season's weaves. Memes flooded timelines, Chrissy holding paperwork with the caption, "He did it, Your Honor." The betrayal wasn't just criminal. It was poetic. After all that loyalty branding, all the stand by your man energy, she allegedly turned first, and that's when everything really fell apart. Jim, now faced with the fact that Chrissy might have already been working with the feds behind his back, lost it. Sources say he had a complete breakdown during a private attorney meeting. One of his longtime team members leaked a text saying, "He's done." He said he don't know who to trust anymore. And can you blame him? You're facing federal charges. Your fiance's name is popping up in sealed documents. And the same man you came up with just exposed everything. The Dipset dream didn't just die, it was stomped out by its own founders. Meanwhile, Harlem itself is in mourning. It's not just because their hometown heroes are crashing, but because the whole situation feels like betrayal at the deepest level. These weren't just celebrities, they were symbols of hustle, of pride, of making it out. And now, one's heading to prison, the other might be next. And the third, the one who lit the matches, walking away like it was just another. Tuesday. Industry insiders say multiple investigations are now underway. Not just from the feds, but from tax authorities, city regulators, even entertainment unions. Everything Jim and Chrissy ever touched is being audited, questioned, or flat out seized. Real estate, vehicles, joint accounts gone or frozen. One anonymous legal assistant said, "They're treating this like organized crime light. Not full mafia status, but close enough that RICO's on the table." That's true. It's not just prison, we're talking about Tit's reputational death. And Cam, still standing unbothered. The man's Instagram live numbers are higher than most rappers' streaming counts. Every post is a shade grenade. "Y'all said I was petty. Nah, I'm precise," he wrote. And honestly, he's not wrong. Because no matter what you think about his motives, his timing was perfect. He flipped the entire narrative. From backstabbing traitor to whistleblower with bars. People are even calling for a documentary deal. The Dipset Downfall. Executive produced by Camron himself. Can't make this up. But the saddest part? This could have all been avoided. Loyalty hadn't been for sale. Secrets had. Stayed buried. If egos hadn't gotten in the way, but now it's too late. The court dates are set. The documents are public. The betrayals are permanent. And whatever bond Jim and Chrissy once had, gone, shattered, probably irreparable. Because at the end of the day, love means nothing when federal time is on the table. Loyalty dies fast when handcuffs get tight and Dipset. Well, Dipset became a cautionary tale. Not of talent wasted, but of trust broken. A Harlem empire, built on brotherhood, wealth, and ambition, now reduced to depositions, subpoenas, and viral memes. And just like that, it's all crumbled. Asterisk. So now the smoke's clear door has it. Jim Jones is facing time. Might be next, and camron. He's riding off into the chaos like a Harlem cowboy with a backpack full of receipts. But the question that still echoes louder than any court ruling is, was it all worth it? Was the money worth the meltdown? Is the loyalty real or just another illusion sold to the public for clout and ratings? Let's be honest, this wasn't just a scandal. This was a straight-up public execution of trust, friendship, and everything Dipset once stood for. And now the same streets that once screamed Ballin are whispering snitchin', flippin', and fallin'. For real. Talk dot, but now it's your turn. Who do you believe? Is Jim a victim of betrayal or the architect of his own downfall? Is Chrissy ever truly loyal or just playing the long game to protect her bag? And is Camron a hero for exposing the truth? Or a petty puppet master pulling strings for revenge? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back. We want the raw takes, the theories, the fan fiction. And while you're down there, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Because trust me, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. More leaks, more betrayals. More scandals are brewing, and you already know we're going to be the first to spill every last drop. Because here, we don't sip tea. We dump the whole damn pot. Stay tuned. Stay loud. Stay woke.